and get this guy off. So once we remove this caliper bracket, the guy that holds your brake pads in, this rotor should just come right off. Let's see if we can go ahead. Alright, it's a big old hook and bolt there. I'm gonna set this guy kind of out of the way right there. There we go. This guy's gonna come right off. Let's just set him down. And let me zoom out. Zoom out so you can see me. Oh, right up here. And there we go. Your rotor comes off just like that. Okay guys, and something I want to say here about the rotor. You don't have to have this resurfaced, and you don't have to put a new rotor on every time. But if it's real rough and it's not smooth, if you had like a pad go metal to metal, that is when you'd want to resurface your rotor. But if it's smooth looking like this, then you can really just put the new pads back on there just like that. It's really fine. And you also don't have to take it to a shop to have it resurfaced. You can take it to like a Napa or an O'Reilly, some kind of parts store that has a brake lathe, and that can actually do it there for you. Normally charge about 10 bucks or so. So just keep that in mind. It's not 100% necessary always to resurface the rotor. Alright guys, so once you have your new rotor or resurfaced rotor, we're just gonna stick it back on here, and everything goes back on pretty much the way it came off. So, but I'll show you here kind of just to give you the confidence if you just want to see it done. We're gonna lift your caliper bracket and place it back on here. Go ahead and stick a bolt on in there. Get them started, and then get the other one here, kind of move the caliper out of your way and get him started. Then we're just going to go ahead and tighten both of these down, and for these two bolts you do want to tighten it pretty good. Go ahead and get you a big ratchet and tighten it down. You're not really going to strip these bolts, so don't be afraid of that there. When we go to put the caliper bolts on, I'll show you about how tight you want it on there, because you can strip those kind of easy. So just go ahead and tighten these guys down, and I'll show you putting the caliper bolts on. Okay guys, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and compress the piston all the way back in. So I'm going to take my new pad right here, set right there, and then I'm going to leave the other pad out. I'm going to set them in. Let's see. Oh, I gotta make sure my bolt's sticking out there. I'm gonna set them in like that, and then I'm gonna take my screwdriver and I'm gonna wedge, slowly compress them there. Let's see if we did anything there. We might have to. Let's try this. We're gonna put our new pad back in like that. And then and again guys, I'm showing you this whole thing so just so you know exactly what you're doing here. I want you guys to be confident in your work. So if you see me do the whole project, that helps, I know. Alright, see how that did. If it didn't do much here, I might actually have to use. Yeah, it looks like we still got a little ways to go, so I'm gonna use my C-clamp here. I'm gonna stick an old pad in there and C-clamp it closed there. Okay guys, so here we are. This is the piston here, and this is the whole caliper assembly right here. We want this piston to go flush in here. So for most of the cars I've done in the past, I haven't had to use this guy right here, but this is kind of a bigger car, so we're gonna need to use this C-clamp. And what you'll do is just adjust it out here so we're on it like that. I'm just gonna slowly compress it in. I'm using the old pad, of course. We don't want to hurt our new pad. And you can get one of these C-clamps here at like a Harbor Freight or a Sears. And for those of you who are not familiar with the tool, maybe wondering where to get one, that's where you get it. So once you've got it compressed all the way in, it's gonna look something like that. And now when we go to put this caliper back on over the new pads, it'll actually fit, as opposed to with it stuck out, it's not gonna go back on there. Okay guys, so now finally we're gonna put our new pads back in. And before we begin this little adventure here, you've got these slide pins or caliper bolts, and you're gonna wanna make sure that they're pushed back in so you're not tripping over the places there, because it won't let you put it in there. Oh, and also, I've already done this, but it's a good idea to take some disc brake lube, some grease there, and put them on the contact points. Here, I'll show you on this pad. You're just gonna kind of want to dab it all around that area right there. You see my thumb going across on both sides. Just helps the brake operation get smoother here. So I've done that here to both. Well, it doesn't look like I've done that one. So I'm just gonna kind of put it like so, and set it right in there. And I'm pushing the rotor flush, so that way you can see the brake pads here there evenly how they're supposed to be. And you don't want to let your caliper hang or dangle like that for too long. It's not good for the hose, but I just took it there just for a second. It's okay. Okay guys, and one of the tricky things we have to do here is take this guy, and we can see here it's kind of spring loaded. We have to set him back in here and push him in. Okay, and I just kind of did it easy there, but when they come brand new, they're going to be stuck out a little bit more. What I've done is I've taken some channel locks. Go ahead, and you're just going to squeeze and kind of compress a little bit. If not, you're going to find it pretty difficult to make that guy fit in there. And you're not hurting anything when you compress it a little bit. See, it's stuck in there, and it really doesn't need to be in there that tough. So you get that guy in there, then like I said before, you're going to apply the lube there, and then we'll set this guy up right here, and we need to put wherever our new pad is. Let's see, yeah, our new guy right here. We're gonna go ahead and set him in there, push him flush, and it'll fit over just like that. And I didn't do what I told you guys to do. You gotta make sure those bolts are stuck out a little bit, just like that. And then there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these bolts started. And then once I've gotten tightened down most of the way, I'm gonna show you exactly how tight you want it. Okay guys, so here we are with the last part of the project. I'm just tightening this last guy up here. And there we go, it stopped right there. I got them snug down. And how tight you're gonna want it. Once you get them snug down, you're just gonna come about a quarter turn. Well, not even a quarter turn, about 12.5 degree turn, just like you saw me do there. So just snug it down, and then just a little bit tighter. And that's really all you need on both of them. And the last thing you'll wanna do here, guys, before you get going, is when you get your wheels back on and everything, you're going to depress your brake pedal all the way to the floor and pump it up a couple times, because the piston isn't exactly tight. So if you don't do that and you put it in drive and go, the first time you try and stop, you're gonna hit anything that's in front of you. So just make sure you don't forget that last step. Depress the brake pedal all the way down, pump it up until it's tight, so that way your brakes will be nice and tight. Also, the first time you go and drive around, your wheels might be smoking. There might be some grease on the rotors, and just from the new pad material, it might smoke, it might smell. Just know that that's normal. It shouldn't happen after, I don't know, the first 1 or 2 times you drive. If it happens after that, then it's not normal. So just keep that in mind. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all my new videos, which publish Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will see you then.